Welcome to the one-on-one with Kelmedupe.
That's why they close. They quickly take the uniform off because they are vulnerable.
There is no way, from the layman's point of view.
Thank you very much to come and do their wire fell down and their what the R V in mafia manager called Yaka from the Titikapi became a worse godfather than every other.
To TSL Nigeria and get updates on the go all day, every day. Subscribe to our YouTube channel on TSL Nigeria Space TV and join our online family.
Thank you so much for sticking around. You're still on The Breakfast Show on TSL Nigeria TV. Now, over time, Nigerians have been accused of several things. One time, British Prime Minister accused Nigerians of being fantastically corrupt. Our own President-elect accused the Nigerian youth of being lazy. We have been called tribalistic, we have been called lazy, we have been called unserious. But in more recent times, we have been told that we have misplaced priorities. But sometimes priorities can be very relative. So the question is, do Nigerians actually have misplaced priorities, or do we just choose the things we consider important? This morning, the ladies and I are going to be delving into this conversation while we celebrate the birthday of the amazing Ekimoyo. Hi.
I just feel so good.
Yeah. Stop it.
I can't stop it. She has to feel good. It's her birthday.
All right, so that's over. Your birthday. We've moved on now. Let's get down to business.
Okay.
Do you buy the line of thought that Nigerians have misplaced priorities, Ejiro?
First of all, in Nigerians' defense, first of all, we find a way of diverting serious issues to other matters so that, I don't know, so that we'll not think about it. I think that's the reason I'm thinking, but I feel that we have a way of diverting our emotions. Like when serious issues happen, maybe with the presidency or issues just going on, we just find a way to say, there's too much, there's just find a way to be happy so that we don't think. So we'll find something that is a bit, less important and channel our emotions there. So we sometimes have misplaced priorities as Nigerians.
Okay, are you buying that story?
I feel we do. I feel that,
excuse me, I feel like Nigerians have a lot of misplaced priorities. Probably because over time, they feel like certain issues are just being overflogged. Certain issues are just being talked about over and over and over again. And Nigerians, they've come to that point where we've talked about this thing, we've striked. In the case of striking, we've said we have a solidarity support on this. Nobody should do this and that, but all to no avail. And so it's a shift. So instead of people coming out frustrated or venting out their frustrations on other people, they begin to channel it. It's just like having a reverse psychology on issues. So instead of saying, I want to deal with this as it is, what are the other things that would just take my mind, all the frustrations of Nigerians? There is no light, there is no good road. There is no water, there are no basic social amenities that countries should have in 2019. So if you want to look at the cause or the reasons why Nigerians majority of the times have misplaced priorities, it's not far-fetched, and you cannot blame us for that.
Okay, I mean, I can blame you for hammering your birthday for 2 months. But that's not why we're here. It's okay, but if we're going to pass the bulk, now, who will we pass it to now? Let me give you a little breakdown. Nigeria has been facing a lot of security issues for years now. We are battling the defunct Boko Haram, who have developed into the Islamic State in West African province. And our government has said more than one time that the Boko Haram has been technically defeated. Now we have the headsmen we're dealing with, we have kidnapping on the rise, we have robbery. It just seems like people are not very safe. But at some point, I think last 2 years, we allegedly built one of the biggest cathedrals in Africa. Now we have this problem to face. Yesterday, when the president gave his address, one of the things he thought to mention was hate speech on the internet. Now, we have security operatives that should be keeping us safe. We have people like Sowore being thrown in prison for trying to raise a protest about the lives of Nigerians. But we had about 70 policemen that were available to stop Bobrisky's birthday party. Just yesterday, we were made known of the news that former Super Eagles coach mother was released from being kidnapped for over 2 months. And security operatives were apparently not available to stop that or find a way to fix it. But we had 70 policemen being sent to stop Bobrisky's birthday party.
Yeah.
And then we have Nigerians facing all the problems we have in the country. But for the past 4 days, I have seen Independent Thatcher, World Thatcher Day, Release Thatcher, Free Thatcher. But there's so many other things that could have been happening.
Yes.
So which sector would you say has the most problems? Is it the common man that has so much misplaced priority? Is it the government that has so much misplaced priority, or our security operatives?
I think everything rises and falls on leadership. If from the leadership point of view, you are not seeing that priorities are being placed on things, especially on the lives of individuals, on how Nigeria can be better, and they're placing their priorities on frivolous activities, it just goes down that way, and you just see Nigerians saying, "I beg, am I the government? Am I the changer? Am I the one that want to infect the change?" And so, as such, you see that there is no much concentration on the pressing issues. For instance, the Bobrisky issue of police storming, and this is the second time that Samson Siasa's mom has been kidnapped over again, and so it rises and falls on leadership. So if the government places priority on security, Bobrisky's birthday would not even surface on the internet, because they will be channeling their energy into the lives and properties of an average Nigerian. Average Nigerian in a state knows that the police in their state is working, security is safe, they can walk freely at night, they can move, and not so it falls on the leadership, and it's a whole lot of mindset thing that we really need to change, and we really need to focus. And I think also that we are trying to take our eyes off what is really in front of us. The numbness that Nigeria has come to accept that, security is here, they fit your bag tomorrow. They can't like that. That numbness has made us to adapt, because we are quick at adapting to any situation. So as such, we've already adapted. Buhari has increased 2%, 5% VAT, if I'm correct. Nobody said anything about it. Everybody just talked about it. There was no protest, there were no hashtags, there was nothing about it, because we just have a way of adapting to everything that is being thrown at us at the government. And so it still rises and falls on leadership. Baby girl, what do you think?
Okay, so I'm going to say that, first of all, what happens in our country is circumstances have made us adjust. So Nigerians find a way to channel their energy somewhere that makes them happy. A whole lot is happening. I mean, with security, with the leadership, with the whole, environment thing. Our environment. I know the other day we were talking about the whole climate change and all that, and people are not even aware of these things. Do you understand? And so, what Nigerians actually succeed in doing most times is that they channel their energy somewhere else. They channel their energy to positivities. They channel their energy to we survive. We cannot allow the government make us get frustrated. We cannot allow the government feel like there's nothing we can hold on to. So who can we blame? We can blame the leaders, but we cannot also blame ourselves, because we have been given an environment, because we are all the ones that make Nigeria. Irrespective of the leadership, they are all Nigerians. The individuals are all Nigerians. So we all find a way to just adjust to things and say we're not going to give up, but we're just going to keep living and pushing and see how we can effect what we can effect. And those who are stepping out to say, hey, we're not going to settle for this, are coming out to speak up. It's just that maybe they don't get the backing that they should get, Maybe the bulk of Nigerians don't support them and say, hey, we're standing with you, and all that. So Nigerians are just laissez-faire about it and say, I beg, please, I'd rather focus on Tasha, Big Brother, because it's something to just look forward to there, in quotes. So.
True, a big word in there too, laissez-faire. Yeah. If you guys would like to join the conversation, please drop your comments. TSL Nigeria TV, we're taking as many comments as possible. Let me know if you feel like Nigerians have misplaced priorities. Now, another angle to look at this, while the conversation towards this line was brewing on social media, people said that it is easier for you to focus your attention on something that you can control. Now, they gave an example of the last general elections that was marred with a lot of bloodshed and irregularities, and they're still pursuing the results in courts till this time, even though it seems like they've moved on from the election to whether the president actually can run for election and stuff like that. But he says that in Big Brother, your votes count. That when people say that today Diane is going home, Diane will go home.
Yeah.
So it seems like they're focusing on a thing where it is clear that they can actually have a say, as opposed to governance of the country. Do you think there's any weight to this?
I think personally, as an individual, I want to be part of something that I feel like my inputs count. I want to be part of something that even if I put in one thing, I am seeing the effect. I could tell myself to my chest that, oh, my inputs finally counted, and I'm sure an average Nigerian thinks that way. I want to be part of something that my words are taken, my votes counts in the system. And so, talking about our Nigerian elections, the first thing everybody said, I beg you, they will buy votes. I beg you, if I come out and vote, we already know who is going to assume the seats of power, And so, what is the point coming out? Even if we canvass and we say we're going to vote, Nigeria is already marginalized. The North already has the North has the advantage because of the numbers that are in the North. So, what is the point for the South or the East of the West coming out to pull in so much vote? But for Big Brother Nigeria, it's an entertainment show now. From what Ejiro said, we are looking for ways to survive. We are looking for, we've come to that survival mode in a way, not every Nigerian though, and it makes us turn our eyes from the real issues, and we'll be like, okay, what can make us smile? What can make us happy? Last, we cannot just sit down and be wallowing of all the frustration in Nigeria. And they turn to Big Brother, and Big Brother provides that entertainment where they watch people and they know, if I vote for this person, my vote will count. I will see what I'm voting for, and the person just keeps being in the house. So naturally, everybody wants to be part of something that is working, and if they feel like their input will not count there, they opt out of it. So if the Nigerian government can create a system whereby your votes count, your votes are important, people would have interest in politics. Imagine this year we woke up in the morning and we discovered that our elections was cancelled. There was and INEC was giving us countdown to election. Countdown. People traveled from one state to another to go vote. So you imagine you put in so much effort, your job was on hold, you had to take excuse, you have to spend money on the road and miss the robbery, and then at the end of the day you go to your village, you wake up in the morning to vote, and they say, no election, no. It's discouraging. It's a whole lot of hurdle that we need to cross.
Are you entirely in support?
Okay, yeah, I'm basically in support because people want to be a part of what works. People want to be a part of something that is effective. So for me, the way forward is to create a system that works. That's what our government needs to do. You don't want to cast your vote and you feel like the bulk of people around you actually voted for a particular candidate, and then at the end of the day, you come out and then it's a totally different game. And you actually see practical things that show that your votes don't count. But when you take a look at reality shows and the likes, when you actually vote, it comes out and says this and this and this amount of Nigerians voted, and it tallies. Do you understand? Everybody just tallies and say, yes, that's the person I voted for. So people want to be a part of something that they feel like they're relevant. You as an individual want to be in something and you feel like, okay, yes, this thing is working. They listen to me. They hear me when I talk. You don't want to be in a place and you just feel like, I'm just being tolerated. So Nigerians are feeling tolerated by their leadership, and I feel that the way forward is for the government to step up and do something that is actually working for us all.
Now, another line of defense the Nigerians have received is that the bulk of Nigerians feel the need to move away from topical, serious issues that are volatile situations because they're afraid. Now, examples that could be used to support this argument is, for example, the Shiite protest that's been happening. Now, we hear that a Shiite protest is happening. We hear that live bullets were fired. We hear that 3 people died, 2 people died. The other day, a young youth corps member died during the protest when he was trying to cover the situation with the station that he was serving with. And then you hear things like a Boko Haram member, 5 of them have been rehabilitated. And this is an actual terrorist group that has killed several people on camera, off camera, terrorized the country for years. when there was the xenophobia issue, when people went to protest in front of the franchises that were owned by South African people, a young man was killed apparently by the police for protesting. Now, Hong Kong has been having protests for over 16 weeks, and yesterday was the first time that somebody got shot. The person did not die. Now, looking at the kind of things that would happen, that could happen, let me not say would happen, in a Nigerian protest, and the kind of things that happen in functioning societies in their own protest, you believe that Nigerians are so afraid of the possibilities if they took a strong stance that they have now withdrawn?
Yes. Nigerians are afraid to step out and actually make protests because they don't, first of all, they don't feel they'll be heard. They feel that the response they would get from fellow Nigerians, fellow security agencies. Now, I believe that if the bulk of Nigerians come out to protest today, there are some people who are going to be at home and say that they are jobless. They don't have what to do with their time. If they have what to do with their time, they will not go and be protesting for probably saying the government that will not listen to them. Because bulk of Nigerians will be on one side saying that. And then those other people out there, while they're sweating, they're saying that our voice needs to be heard, this needs to be done, will not be responded to. And then something may go wrong. Maybe someone may get shot, someone may get injured, you know, you may be handled by the police. So you don't want to come out, Nigerians are scared because the society doesn't give us so much doesn't give so much for you to say, hey, if I take my stand, I'll be listened to. Or there's one government, person that will come out and stand by you, a leadership that will stand by you and say, yes, we support your voice. Because sometimes that's what happens. You need someone to support you. So Nigerians are afraid to step out, and they rather just sit down in gatherings and just rant and speak their mind rather than come out and say, this is what we have to say. So Nigerians are scared.
Okay, are you scared?
Okay, I'm not scared. I feel like it's where the power lies. The power is not on the people. The power is on the people. If you look at the developed society, the power, the reins of power, it's allocated to the people. The people have the ability, to determine what they want in the country. In fact, the people determine the cost at which the country runs. Do you understand? In developed countries, we've seen how even media outlets, they speak against what the president is doing, and nothing is being done. You can't try it in Nigeria. You can't even say, you'll be slammed. Do you understand? That tells you where power lies. So the power is in Nigeria. The power lies in the people in power. It doesn't lie with the people. It doesn't lie with the average Nigerians. It doesn't hide with the approximately 180 million people. And that is why we don't have. So that is why we can't come out to talk. Not because we cannot. Because even if we come out to talk, there's every tendency that we'll still be at the losing end. People would still die. People would still be injured. Nothing will be done about it. The security agents also have the power, which is coming from the people in power. So it's not like Nigerians are not afraid, because come on, Nigerians are the most resilient, the most hardworking, the people that are doing so well in spite of the harsh economy. People still come out on a daily to go and look for what to eat. People still, live their lives. People look at the positive side. Every Nigerian or an average Nigerian that travels to any country that has proper structure and systems working, they make do with it, and they come out really, really well. I heard of recently that the most intelligent family in the US are Nigerians, to the extent that the US had to recognize them as the most intelligent. So that tells you about us. It's just that the system and structure in Nigeria is so crumpled. And where power lies, it just lies among the few that controls the many.
That was a lot. Please, you have some comments.
Yeah, we have a few comments here. Okay, so Queen Bella says Nigerian leaders are the ones with misplaced priorities.
Okay.
And then Makinde says, morning ladies, I love your TSL outfit. Thank you. Dominion says, happy birthday, Neki.
Thank you, Dominion.
And Queen Bella also says, happy birthday, Neki Moyo. And Dominion has a comment. It says, what is doing us Nigerians is nothing but ourselves. If I may ask, who should have more authority in a democratic country? We the people or the leaders? If it is us the people, are we aware of it? Everything that should make us aware of this are not with us even. The media, the schools, the society, we don't know. The knowledge, and knowledge is power. thing.
Whenever Dominion comes so hard.
Yeah.
I enjoy it so much. All right, so we have to close right now. Any closing thoughts? What can be done? Where is the way forward? Because a lot of us are stuck here, whether we like it or not. And with the way things are going, it doesn't seem like there's going to be an outlet for survival, or the light at the end of the tunnel. They've taken it. So what can we do?
The way forward is forward. Irrespective of how much we want to wallow in mistakes, and we want to say, hey, country is not doing this, country is not doing this. The way forward is forward, and it's good that we have Nigerians that are willing to take steps to trying to make sure that the country is working one way or the other. Nigerians are going into building businesses. Nigerians are trying to see how they can get into the seat of power as individuals, getting more involved in politics and all that, irrespective of maybe your voice will not be heard as you expect it to. So the way forward is forward, and Nigerians have to keep pushing and pushing. We have to keep speaking and believing that our voice will be heard and that something will be done about it. We can't keep, like Nigerians, we enter anywhere and we are pushing, you understand? We've become the best there, and so I believe that we keep pushing, we keep looking forward to better things, we keep believing in our government, because what do we have?
Nikki, what is the way forward with the alleged misplaced priorities we currently have?
I think knowledge gap. I think there's a knowledge gap somewhere. People are not understanding something somewhere, and as such, they are just turning their mind to another thing. I feel that people should, make it a conscious effort to know about their country, because it's what you know about, you know how to handle. What you know about, you know where your power stands with. I don't feel like our constitution is even well known. I don't feel like our constitution is imbibed in our school curriculum, where people can know their constitution. And an average American child knows his rights, knows his constitution, and we don't know it. So that's I feel it's a knowledge gap somewhere. And so Nigerians are very strong people. I'm a Nigerian, and we are here. We are working, irrespective of what is going on in the country. We keep pushing, and that is the spirit of a Nigerian. And so with this spirit, we can channel our energies into priorities that will make us live better, priorities that will enable our environment to be conducive for us to grow. You understand? I feel for every country that have gotten to where they are, they were once where we are, but it was deliberate, and they took it upon themselves to say, no, we need to change what we are doing. We need to know what we don't know so that we can get to where we want to be. So as Nigerians, we need to be deliberate and intentional about our environment, because trust me, we owe it to our children unborn to change and to give Nigeria a better environment.
That was amazing. Thank you so much. And I think we could safely close this by saying something that I believe everyone should know. You need to come out of your bubble. A lot of Nigerians are so stuck in the bubble that they have created for themselves, a lot of cushions that they cannot see ahead of what is directly in front of them. Just a few days ago, we heard so many people pledging millions of naira to a reality TV star that we all know is going to be fine, whether or not people pledge money to her. GoFundMe was created. Within the same week, I saw at least 4 people that were dying of critical ailments, that were trying to raise money for surgeries, ranging from kidney problems to cancer. And the kind of money they needed was being dashed to a reality TV star that did not even make the money. We need to be able to move away from our bubble and see the things that are happening in our country before we can decide where we are going to place our priorities. My name is Joyce Chuk. Thank you so much for joining us on The Breakfast Show. We'll be here again tomorrow morning, same time, giving you amazing conversation. Have yourself a lovely day. Good morning.
Stay connected to TSL Nigeria and get updates on the go all day, every day. Subscribe to our YouTube channel on TSL Nigeria Space TV and join our online family.